attending the call, and I may be sometime recording not save, right, as you seen in the previous chapter. So I must recommend you guys to attend the class, like one-on-one session like we are doing right now, so that
Yes, sir.
because whenever you guys will read, or I mean read with me, or you guys will have more questions, right? So the
Yes, sir.
momentum will be the remain same, and you will guys learn, I mean, very closely and minutely. So today we will discuss about in this book regarding the user experience and the web. So web actually very challenging. Why? I must tell you why web is really very challenging than mobile. Even mobile developed later, but mobile developed very smartly. So in mobile application, I'm talking about mobile apps. In mobile application, 90% of application they developed like this. Okay, 1 minute. So 90% of the application they develop like this. Uh, Normally user have to first log in or register, then they can give their information like what is your name, email, phone number, etc., and after that you can access the content of that particular application. 90% of the application doing the same, but except Flipkart, Amazon, or all other e-commerce application, they are not following this particular process. They are following, like, they are showing their product catalog, and after product catalog, if the you like, and you like the product, you like the pricing, then then application will ask you for the login and registration. But in web, the things are very tricky. In web also have the registration and other thing as well, like login and all. But 95% of the web is just like open web. Your like informational website is more available than the other thing. So what I want to say, in in website you read about that particular company and you leave the particular web. So in that scenario, we don't know that who is the user. We don't know username, we don't know the name of the user, we don't know the even age of the user, right? We can only get the data from the Google Analytics, like, okay, this type of Google Analytics they are throwing the data. So let me introduce little bit about the Google Analytics, how it look like. 1 minute, let me give you one example. This is very interesting for you guys. So for web application or for the website, we use this particular tool that is called Google Analytics. So today I'm showing you the data regarding the Think 360 Studio website. Everybody know this website. So this is our company website.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, where we are providing UI design service and mobile app development. So let me show you the data regarding this website. Because in website have the web pages, and so let me show you what type of data we can get from the Google Analytics. Even Google Analytics giving a lot of data like demographics and all, but Google Analytics can never provide that, okay, who is the user and what is the exact name of that particular user, because that is the biggest problem in the web. So like you are saying right now, there is no user on the website, right? So if I click on the overview, so might be one user they will show, because I am sitting on this. Let's suppose I click on it, and now the data should change over here. So it's showing like this, like one user. So one user is, they are saying that, okay, the from desktop the user is coming. So I am sitting in around the Jalandhar, right now. So they are showing, okay, from which nearby city, the main data center from where I am talking with you guys. And this is also showing that from which country I am, right? So, and if you say that, okay, what is the traffic sources and all, so it's saying none because it's predicting that that particular user came direct, you know. And let's suppose if I go deeper into it and I click on the overview. So from July 4 to July 10, like within 1 week, I'm getting this much traffic, you know. I'm getting this much new user sessions, average time, bounce rate, and etc. But if you go below, they are showing like, okay, what type of languages, from which languages the user is coming, from which country user is coming. So the max 34% is coming from India, 25% coming from United States, then Brazil and Canada, etc. So over here I can also, let's suppose if I click on the United States, from which in USA, from which state the traffic is coming, from which particular state, I can get the data. Even if, let's suppose if I go into the Oregon, because of 33% coming traffic from Oregon state, so then if I click over here, then I can see that, okay, from which particular city that the traffic is coming. So like Boardman, I have never heard about this particular city, but the maximum traffic coming over here. Very good information we get, but again very vague information, you know. So let's suppose if I talk about like the traffic, so from which channel traffic is coming. Channel means like Facebook, social media, Google, paid advertisement. So these are the 4 index they are providing, like direct, organic, referral, social. Don't confuse in these terms, but I'm showing you that how the web behaving in front of a user, because I will explain you in this chapter in detail. So let's suppose if I say that, okay, what type of behavior of the user we can see. The behavior is like, let me show you this flow. This is a very interesting flow. So in this flow, on landing page, when user came 470 landing page, so they are starting with this, and after that they go like contact us, services, work, etc, etc. And then in the second navigation, let's suppose if user came on this uiuxdesigner, then they will come on the blog and all, everything, you know. So we have like 27 hits on the blog in 1 week, you know. So our blog is very famous on internet regarding, we write UI UX related articles. And if you would like to, let's suppose if I would like to see, okay, which article get the biggest you know, hits. So this is the article, beautiful India flag wallpaper, happy independence, etc. This is very famous post on our internet, because nowadays freedom is coming, like on 15 August we have like Independence Day, so that's why this particular traffic came. And all other application like best Google phone combination website on mobile app, so this is also one of the top article. So on the web we can only understand that, okay, on which page we are getting the traffic, on from which city, from, and the demographic, but we cannot get the exact data of the user. So that's a very bad thing on internet. Even we cannot get the data like, okay, how many what is the percentage of male user and what is the percentage of female users. So that is a very big you can say the problem in website. So that's why the websites are more complicated when you draw the UX for the website.
Sir, I have a question. So can we also get the details about how long the user stayed on a website or app?
Yes, exactly. So let's suppose if I click over here on the audience here. So in this you see, so this is the average duration of a user.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So it's like number of sessions per day like this, page views like this. So this is exactly the durations right now. Sometimes it increase, sometimes it decrease, you know. So it's fluctuate as per the content behavior in front of a user. So this is all about the analytics, which we type of analytics we are getting, right? But I already told you that there are a lot of clauses regarding the traffic, you know. So that's why technology evolve and the mobile apps introduce, you know. The simple method is to capture this particular thing. So let's come on this particular page, and we will see this particular graph in a Zoom version. So in this graph is showing like this. Okay, if a person is seeing a website, how they are seeing the each and everything, So this graph is saying, faced with a wide array of choice, the user is left to her own devices to determine which features of a website will meet her need. So it's like how user is seeing the whole particular website. Like one of the example is, let's suppose if I open the amazon.com, so how you will see the website. So let's say I open Amazon, and how I seeing the whole interface. So look, normally we never use the Amazon like this way, like home page. We are seeing like, normally if users see that okay, they are interested in the deals, they can directly go into the deal sections, right? But my user behavior is normally 98% I search in the Amazon, So this is very crucial behavior, or you can say interaction in front of a user when they are using this kind of catalog, e-commerce catalog websites. So first you see the product, then you read the review, and then you make the decision that okay, this I can afford or not. Then you will shop it. So now Amazon, they are also introducing the AI and all other behavior. Like they are saying, okay, last time I bought this, do I want to bought it because this is a grocery item. So they are predicting that okay, grocery could be buy again by the user, So, and in summary they are showing that okay, waiting delivery, etc. I don't know what is this, I never used it. So normally my user behavior, I directly go into the search, or even I never go with these tabs. So if let's suppose if we're like to general user, they can simply click on today's deal. If they like it, they can buy it, otherwise maybe they will not buy, And second type of website is like our company website. Let's suppose a person need a website, right? So they will go directly in the Google search engine. They will type okay, website design agency in India or UX design agency in India. Then our website will comes up right on top. Then from there they can directly go into this page or inner page of the website, and then they will start browsing the website like this. They will see over okay, what type of core services we are providing. They will say what type of impact we have given on the market when with our previous customers, right? So what type of industries we have expertise, because industry is very important. So those all information are very important in front of a user when they make the decision to go with a particular service provider or to buy a particular product. So this is how a user make the decision, how the user is seeing. First they will see, they will understand, then they will click. So this is a very important thing to understand in front of you guys. User not directly blindly click on the website, user first see, then understand, and after that they will make the decision through the click, So those previous two steps are very, very important. So here many websites are built with the idea being first to the market key to success. That's like in earlier days, sites like Yahoo built early leads that competitors struggle to overcome. Yahoo was one of the oldest website. When I started my career in 2004, and when I touched first time the computer in 2000, Yahoo was dominating the whole internet. And even in 2000 or I think 99, the Google introduced. So normally Google was very new for the user, but Yahoo was very, very popular in that time. Yahoo chat was very, very popular at that time, And then, so let's talk about the another thing. Good user experience is good business. So you have to understand like this. For understanding this particular thing, you have to understand on top of that one very important, that is like click-through rate, or you can say the lead optimization. So before understanding that particular thing, you have to understand the numbers. So in the numbers, we will talk today like the conversion rate, right? So this particular paragraph will let you know that, okay, what is the conversion rate? Because whenever you will create a website or web page, this is very important thing, right? Even in the mobile app. So the conversion rate is like very very simple equation. I will explain you first what is the conversion rate. After that we will talk about the whole page. So okay, here it is. Yeah, so this is the conversion rate. So let's suppose if you got 36 user on your website, so these are the 36 user, and in those 3 has been subscribed, so the conversion rate is 8.33. So it will be divided in total number of widget, then how many widgets has been converted. Let's suppose if you go to they fill up the contact us form, or they will call you, right? Or they will subscribe, they buy the product and they subscribe. So that is called conversion rate, like your traffic convert into the customer. So this is very important terminology you have to understand. So this is the very basic principle of this particular thing. Like, okay, we got 36 visitor, then 3 visitor has been subscribed, so the conversion rate is 8.33. And in all over the internet world, 3% conversion rate was the good conversion rate. But as you're seeing that it's a 8.33, very good conversion rate. So I will not go into this particular whole paragraph. I will told you that those particular thing, very important thing, and those paragraph you have to read by yourself, So on this this is very important paragraph, my favorite one as well. That on any site where user have opportunity to give you some money, or you have miserable conversion rate, whether you are selling books, cat food subscription, to the content of the site itself, conversion rate can give you a better sense of the return of your user experience investment than simple sales figure. Very important thing in concern of user experience. So let me explain you, like, let's suppose we have it, this is our website, right? So we are not selling anything, but we are showcasing our portfolio, we are showcasing our services, and from there user will make the decision to buy a service from our site. So service is little different from a product. So in the services, they would like to see that how old we are, right? So for that we created a particular showreel. So from there they can understand that, okay, what type of product we have been developed, right? What type of client we have, how old we are, right? So those all particular things are in this particular video. Then we are showing that, okay, this is a very bold and big statement what we are doing in nutshell, UI UX and mobile app development and all other services we are doing. So the conversion rate on our website, let's suppose they will click on this particular page on the button and they fill up the form, it means we got the conversion. Simple. So in the services, or in the services, they simply either click on the call now button, or they simply click on like get a free code or get a free consultation button. So let's suppose if you click over here, then you will see the contact us form over here. Where it is. So this is the contact us form. So contact us form we gave this side as well, we gave on the pop-up as well. So whatever the user will be happy or convenient, they will fill it up. So the main important thing is, are we getting the conversion or not? So that's why UX is more important in terms of this particular thing. I'm talking about the conversion rate. So over here, let's go into this particular page. Go down a little bit. This is very important thing. So, like, I must tell you that technology products that don't work the way people expect make them feel stupid, even if they ultimately accomplish what they set out to do. So let's suppose if user came on from here, and user task is to perform the task from different stages and log out, or get the outside. So this user particular task is they will enter from here and they will exit from it. This game is also very famous. So the important thing is you have to make the user, you have to give a user a way from there they will simply perform their task and complete the task and job done, you know. And normally user will left the website, either they will log out or not, you know. So that is very important thing for a user. So now if you see the red users, they already stuck, you know. If user came with this particular had they can never cross this boundary, you know. So those are the happy user, yellow one or green one, because they completed the task. So this graph you have to understand like this. So below his, so like let's talk about the minding your user, you know. So in this particular paragraph we are talking about, actually we already talked about like through the user experience processes, but the important thing is you have to understand in this, like practice of creating engaging and efficient user experiences is called user-centered design. So means your main goal is to create a product or a website user centric. So you have, that particular goal can only accomplish if you know your user very closely. So to knowing your user, you have to understand your user problems and then you have to provide the solution. So for in that particular scenario, you have to perform the user research very minutely. So let's suppose if I will move on the other pages. So the first step this particular book is telling, they are this particular book actually divided into the 5 planes. They say 5 plane, 5 stages, you can say, right? So the first stage of the particular thing is the surface. This is very, very important. In the surface plane or in the surface stage, we will talk about the user research. So on the surface, you are a series of web pages. You see a series of web pages made up of images and text. This, I must tell you that this particular book is only talk about around the websites. But in this course, I will also cover the mobile UIs as well. So in mobile, we never say the pages, we say the screens, you know. So different screens, like we normally, when we will talk with our clients as well, so we ask that, okay, how many screens you have in your application? They say, okay, 20 to 25 or 25 to 30 screens, but we never say the pages. Pages is used for the websites. Yeah, any question?
No, sir.
Someone okay, anyway, so please mute your mic please. So some of these images are things you can click on, performing some sort of function such as talking you to a shopping cart. Some of these images are just illustrations such as photography of product for sale, logo, etc. So so this is called the surface plane. So then we have the skeleton. In the skeleton, we will talk about the wireframes, and I will explain you again the whole graph. Then we have the structure plane. In the structure plane, we only talk about the information architecture, like information architecture, user flows and all. So this surface plane, because we have the eye, so this I must like correct myself. In the surface plane, we will only talk, because surface is on the top, you know. So it's just like an iceberg tip, you know. So a surface plane only talk about the UI, color UIs. Then we have the structure plane, and then we have the scope plane, and the last at the bottom, this is very important, where we will do a lot of user research, that is called the strategy plane. So in the strategy, we will start from this today, you know, the strategy one. So as it's written over here, like, okay, the scope is the fundamentally determine the strategy of the site. This strategy incorporates not only what the people running the site want to get out it, but what the user want to get out of the site as well. So means user want to buy a product and want to sell them. Other objectives such as role that advertising or content produce by our user plays in our business model. For example, might not be easy for articulate. So we will start from here, the strategy plane, how to make a strategy so that we can make a product where a user can be happy. So end goal is
Sir,
our user.
I think your screen is stuck.
Really? Okay, let me reshare 1 minute. So let me open again. Can you see now?
Yes, sir. Now it's available.
Okay, please let me know whenever you face this type of problem, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the 5 stages or planes which we talked about: strategy, scope, structure, skeleton, and then surface. So this journey particularly is from abstract to concrete. So from ideation to the exact prototype, the whole journey we will live through this particular book. So this book is like is a part of, as I already told you, that 40 to 50%, not more than that, even the 40%, but the whole 60% is how you adapt this particular knowledge into your case studies. So we will come again and again, even during the case study steps. Let's suppose if we completed the surface, but your case study is in scope plan, So then we can talk about again. Let's suppose you stuck on in somewhere. So don't worry about it regarding this particular structure, right? But important thing is you have to understand it, and you can only understand if you are reading this after this class, and this will take only 30 to 40 minutes, not more than that. Even if you are a fast reader, you can read the whole chapter within like 15 minutes, not more than that. So let's talk about another thing, like how user think and how user make the decisions, right? So let's suppose the choices you can make on each plane affect the choices available you to the next plane. So in my first class, I explained very closely that we have to give user less options, and the most important thing I explained you, that we have to take the information through the UI from a user in chunks, or we don't need to put a big form, bulky form in front of user. Otherwise user will get confused and get feared, and they will simply leave your website. So this particular graph is saying, if you, let's suppose, have 9 options, just only give 2 to 3, not more than that, at that particular stage. So so why they are explaining this particular thing? Because we are actually finding those 3 options which we can give in that particular stage. So this is that. And then the ripple effect means that choosing an out of the bounds option on an upper plane will require rethinking decision on lower planes. So let's suppose if user is on here and user go into this the next stage, then the architecture stage, then user can go into the wireframe. Maybe user cannot able to see on the surface plane, So this is what we thought that it should look like, but when we will do our proper user research, maybe we can open the another gates for the user, So we should think around the user actually. So that's why we said the whole product process is user-centered design process. Any question till now?
No, sir.
Okay, great. So this is actually you are the user in front of me regarding the case study. So this particular graph you have to understand like this. This is a sad user, this is a happy user. Why? I must explain. Let me explain you. So like requiring work on each plane to finish before work on the next can start leads to unsatisfactory result for you and for your user. So this is like a negative approach. So the next one is the better approach is to have work on each plane finish before work on the next can finish. So like each and every plane or stage could merge within within each other. Like let's suppose we have ideation where we are talking about the idea, where we are talking about the documentation, where we are talking about the MVP document. So once the MVP or the documentation will be finalized, then we will go for the another stage, right? So another stage we have the scope plane, then we have the structure plane, then we have the skeleton plane. So once we done our research, then we can move to the another plane, you know. So those move, actually you, if you will see this particular first step, so first step is actually merging in the third step as well. So it's not like one step is merging to another step, but it also merging into the third step. So the meaning of this particular thing, that your user research will adopt even in the last step on the surface plane. You know, whatever you have done the research in your first step, it will be adapt in another steps as well. So whatever the steps, on which step you are, you have to perform 100%, you know, and you have to adapt in that particular step 100% as well, so that you can make the product around the user, and you can say that okay, this product is a user centered product. And one of the example I must tell you that when I work on the healthcare products, right? So let's suppose if I said okay, I explain you through one of the example. Give me one moment. You can see my screen, dental.com.
Yes, sir.
I'm typing. Okay. So this particular product we developed for patients, right? So our user is a patient. So patient, male, female, kids. And through this particular product, you can book an appointment with a patient in all over the US. Sorry, with the doctor as a patient in all over the US. So this product, if I say, what is the user type of this product, that is patient. So normally I never say that this is a user-centric product. It is a user-centric product, but I normally say it's a patient-centric product, you know. And healthcare industry is a very big industry, right? So this particular product is actually a patient-centric. So my user is defined from day one, you know, that I have to create this particular product for a US market and particular US patients, right? So that's why I call it patient-centric product. So in this particular product, you can go dive into it and you can book an appointment like from this particular interface, right? You can see a dentist, you can schedule an appointment, you can even submit your photos for review. So those product and those module will help to get connected with a patient and a doctor. So that is the goal hold this product, you know. So that's why if you know your user, you can make your product user-centric or user-centered product. Again, a basic duality. This is very important thing actually. So of course there are more than just 5 elements of user experience. Even you see, this is actually a very good statement. So this particular writer is saying that there could be more elements, right? It's not just these are the 5 elements, but maybe there could be more elements. So you have to evolve or involve those elements in your user experience process, you know. So as with any specialized field, this one has evolved or a vocabulary as its own. So to someone encounter the field of the first time, user experience can appear to be complicated business. All these seemingly identical terms are thrown around: interaction design, information architecture. What do you mean? So anything, or they just more meaningless industry buzzwords? No, it's not meaningless actually. Why? Because interaction design, information design, and information architecture, these all are the different you can say that the steps within the UI UX process where you have to perform for the user, you know, being a UI UX designer. So let me explain this particular graphic. As I explain you on top, like strategy, scope, structure, skeleton, and surface. So if I divide into two phases, which is actually a duality program, as it's mentioned already, a basic duality. So in this basic duality, what we will define was, first we will define the product functionality, then we will define and the second half we will define product as information. So those two are the very important elements actually, which where I divide. So on this particular thing, like we are saying functionality side, we are mainly concerned with task, the steps involved in a process, how people think about completing them. Here we consider the product as a tool or set of tools where user employs to accomplish one or more tasks. On opposite side, our concern is what information the product offers and what is mean to our users. Creating an information rich user experience is about enabling to find, absorb and make sense of information we provide. So means, let's suppose first we will define the product, like this is what we will provide, the functionality we will provide, and the second part is how that functionality will communicate in front of a user. This is very thin layer, but if you guys did not understand, please ask me again that what is that meaning. Do you guys got it or not?
Yes, sir.
So means, let me explain again. Functionality you created as a designer and a developer, and second thing is how you will give the information to a user that what we developed actually and how they have to use this particular product. So there a UX designer job is started actually. Next we have the element of user experience. So now we have the strategy plan. So first we will talk only about the strategy, right? So our 2-3 classes will be around the strategy plane, because this is very important. If your client don't know that what they want, then you have to give them feed where at least you know that what you're gonna design. This is very important statement, but this normally happen. Sometimes people say, okay, I want to create a clone of Zomato. All right, okay, if you want to create a Zomato, then that's fine, but what 10 feature you want to develop? They don't know. If we say okay, let's say Zomato is a big application, right? So Zomato have customer, then they have restaurant owner, then they have delivery boys. Do you want all three users? Do you want to entertain all three users? They don't have any answer, because they don't have a strategy about that particular product. So what is important in that particular scenario? So important thing is you have to write a document, guys. I must tell you later in last 2 classes that you have to create a MVP document where you can define the scope of the product, you can define the strategy, how you will develop, and you can start the UX. Very important, this strategy plan. So in this strategy plan, we will learn that how to make a bulletproof strategy where you can define that, okay, this particular product gonna make a big change in the market, right? So that's it for today actually, the strategy. So we will talk about the strategy plane tomorrow in detail, right? So where we can make the change in the market, right? And you will understand how strategy is important, not even for the customer but also for your stakeholder or for your client. So there what we will talk about tomorrow, that user needs and product objectives. This is very important. Okay, so in the strategy plane we will talk about tomorrow user needs and product objectives, and I will teach you that how to get the insight of a user. Do they need that particular functionality or particular product or not? So that is for today. If you have any question, shoot. Do you guys
Sir,
any questions?
please repeat the definition. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, please repeat the definition for conversion rate.
So conversion rate definition is very simple. Let's suppose you got 100 traffic on your website, right? And 10 user convert into your customers, right? So the conversion rate
Yes,
is
sir.
10%. Simple. So means
Okay, sir.
conversion rate is very simple, that you are getting a traffic on daily basis and how many people are converting into a customer. So traffic converting into a customer is equal to conversion rate.
Okay, sir. So the people who usually fill an inquiry on the websites, can we consider them as in our conversion rate or not?
Yes, you can. Even
Okay, sir.
mobile, if let's suppose you're getting call from mobile, from the website through the mobile, that is a conversion rate.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions, Sumit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's it for today, guys. Please read the
And
chapters.
sir,
Yeah.
two more questions, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So what is padding?
What is padding? That is the HTML part.
Okay. Okay, sir.
There are two type of
And
margin.
sir,
There are two type of
yes,
spaces.
sir.
One called padding and one called margin. Right. You have to
Okay.
Google it by yourself.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
And sir, one more question.
Uh,
What is heat maps?
Heat map is, let's suppose on a one on this particular page, uh, on this particular page where user are clicking maximum. So there are how many buttons on this particular page? Our logo is button. This all whole bar is button. This is a button. Search is button. These clicks are buttons. So how many users, let's suppose, clicking on this particular get a code? So we consider that okay, there are on this particular space a lot of heat. So heat map look like
Okay,
this.
sir.
So heat map also tell you that okay, like how many users are clicking on that particular, interface, or the space. So let's suppose this is a one Wikipedia thing, or a blog. So this area is very hot area. User is because user see first on this particular area, right? And tomorrow, remind me, or Sahaj, you put a note in the group. We will talk about Z motion. Okay,
Z motion, sir.
Z motion. Yes, just put a note in the WhatsApp group chat.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So I will explain you more about the conversion, how people think about, and where people think. I will talk about more conversion psychology. Okay,
Okay, sir. It's Z motion or V motion?
Z.
Okay, Z motion.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Let's talk tomorrow. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thanks.